Okay, we are here at Majava in Iniquity with Mathias Lillmåns, and we are having Pint. How are you today?
Oh, pretty good. No, a little bit of hangover since the weekend because I was on 2 different festivals.
Which festivals were you at?
I was in a sort of a private festival with one of my bands from my hometown, and on Saturday we had a Finntroll gig in Kallio.
Damn, you were busy.
Yeah, well, it didn't help, that the train was cancelled that I should take from up north on the Kallio, so I had to take buses and ride different trains the whole day. It took me 9 hours to get there. So,
Jesus,
yeah.
And then you still have the energy to drink, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, but I went home early.
Ouch. How did the festivals go?
It was good. Yeah, really good, actually. I was a little bit trouble with the Magenta Harvest festival because it was way too little time in between the bands, and it wasn't a drummer's drum kit or anything. We had no chance to do sound checks or anything, so the kit was set up really wrong. So we ran out of time, and we had to, work what we had. But it was good when we got the gig started.
How does the experience differ when you're playing with different bands, if at all?
Oh, well, it's very different actually. It depends on, usually with, for example, Magenta Harvest, I'm the young one in the band, and all the other guys they have children and they're married and stuff like that. So it's way easier than with Finntroll. It tends to. I wouldn't say chaotic, but a little bit more at least.
There's a bit more expected.
Yeah, and we have a bit more to do with Finntroll. We have a lot to, but it's different. But with Magenta Harvest, it's my really old friends that go out Finntroll. It's all fun. It's all fun anyway. It's what I love to do.
I mean, as a musician, what do you find more fun, the actual touring or the putting out of music? If you had to choose?
I don't want to choose because, I really love being in the studio because I'm a sound technician myself. So I really enjoy working in studios, and I'm really comfortable. It's not like I'm afraid of the record button. But
it'd be terrible if you had a phobia and you were a sound technician.
Yeah, exactly. Or just, I love to be in the studio, but live is of course a different thing, and the experience is so different because in the studio you are locked in this room with sort of only the band or maybe 2 or 3 guys, and then you concentrate on everything. On the shows you have so much different to do, and you have to meet all the people, and so it's totally different. I love them both.
Yeah, you get a totally different emotion out of each one, I'd imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. When you are touring, are there any specific places that you just would want to keep going back to again and again, or does it vary?
Actually, it varies a lot. Usually before it was always, for example, I did not like to go to France because some French people they have, and we never really. We had good concerts in France, but it wasn't really that big. It was just small audiences all the time. Really good ones though. And people were weird. But now the last tours, France has been crazy. It's been selling it's been 10 times bigger show now in France than before, a couple of years back.
Why do you think that is?
I have no clue actually. I have not a single idea.
They're getting smart.
Yeah, or them just getting used to maybe hearing our music or something. But it's France and UK has been always really low profile for us. But now the last 2 European tours have been boom.
Does that kind of rival with the hometown response at all, or?
No, the hometown is never good anyway.
Seriously?
Yeah. Curse of the hometown. Yeah.
It's a funny phenomenon that bands get so much more.
But I think it was actually pretty good with Finntroll last time we played Volatile Waters. It was something like 400 or 500 people anyway. So I was like, what? But usually it's not good in your hometown.
That's something I've been hearing again and again, and I don't know if that's the fault of the media or just that people have different tastes.
I have no clue.
Speaking of media, Finntroll obviously has kind of a huge presence in the international media. Like, do you have any opinions on the direction that music media seems to be going these days? Or obviously we're a tiny media at the moment.
Well, you know, it's weird because it's been like all the bigger magazines have never really paid attention to Finntroll at any point. It was every time there was like
there's no accounting for taste.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like never anything. It was like I remember the first time we played the main stage on Wacken. It was like this huge thing about a Finnish band playing in the beer tent in Wacken, like 2-page spread in Sounding, the magazine, and then there was like this little note. And this year, Finntroll was moved up to the big stage. Seemed pretty cool, and there was like
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like three phrases about Finntroll, and there was about this small Finnish band that got to play the beer tent for like 300 people, and it was like a huge thing about it. And that's how it's worked like all the time with all the big magazines and everything. But now it's getting a bit better, but not really. I don't know what the thing is, but never been really a big thing.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we're about is promoting these local bands and also supporting our hometown heroes.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's what media should be doing.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously, you can't promise that everyone's going to do that.
Yeah.
So far as touring, you guys have spent a lot of time in America. You've spent a lot of time in Europe. What are some untapped markets that you'd kind of like to get your toes in, so to speak?
Well, we actually really, the last couple of years, we actually started to just get a feel of Asia, for example. So that's gonna be a thing also, I think. For example, we had a tour last summer. We had a tour in China that was really cool. It was really surprising how much people came to the show.
If you had to compare that to, say, touring in Europe, what would the biggest difference be?
Oh well.
Other than, they have better food.
Yeah, well, the food was excellent. The food was the best tour food we had ever had. It was
Nice.
China. Oh.
I apologize about Detroit for the way.
Yeah, Detroit is not good. Sorry about that.
I know, it's all good.
And that's like fried chicken and
waffles. Don't
and burnt potatoes.
If you survive the meal, of course.
But usually the place we played in, for example, in Detroit, is like those really like low-profile venues anyway, and they don't really. Well, it's usually in America that the venues don't take care of the bands anyway.
Speaking of not taking care of the bands, I see more and more Finnish bands playing at a very dangerous neighborhood these days. Is that weird for you, like being a Finnish person?
Yeah, well, it's in the beginning it was when we played, for example, Detroit or some of the bad neighborhoods in Seattle, for example.
Yeah.
Always been thinking. I had a funny anecdote about it. The first time I actually were in Detroit, we didn't know we played a really dangerous neighborhood.
Is that Blondie's, Harpo's?
It's really close to Harpo's. It's called the Rock.
Oh, you did not.
Yeah. And,
cheers to you for surviving that.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing was, a guitar player, he was calling home, and he was using Skype. And he had just went outside the club and sitting with his computer on.
He went outside with his computer?
Yeah. Sitting with his headphones on, talking, and with like headset on. And our tour manager, she flipped out and like, where is he? Couldn't find him anywhere. And then he comes back inside like, where were you? We were so worried. Like, well, I was just outside talking on Skype. And like, do you know that there was a cop shot here, like 3 feet away from where you were sitting? They had like last night there was like some kind of drug gang. They executed a police officer behind the club, and I'm like, okay, so yeah, all right.
Oh my god! But see, it's really hard to explain that kind of thing to somebody who hasn't lived there. But obviously,
and we didn't know because we're used to here. Because for example, you can leave the car like unlocked in Helsinki, and nobody will touch it.
So somebody might leave a note on your door. You left your car unlocked.
Yeah,
but other than that, nothing. Well, I mean, you're doing a lot these days with Finntroll. What else is going on? You have so many other amazing projects.
Well, right now we're working. Well, we have like one tour with Finntroll left, and that's sort of it. Then we're gonna, at some point, we're gonna open the Pandora's box and start working on some new material. Not really yet, but soon it's gonna happen. But for example, now we have Magenta Harvest.
Yes.
The band is actually it's doing well, and we have had lots of good reviews. The new album out. It's been out for half a year already, but
I saw you guys at Perkele a while back,
Yeah.
and I was really impressed
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
performance.
thank you. It's really cool. And we're actually right now we're actually working on a European tour. It's gonna happen in end of October.
Oh wow!
Just a small one. Just like we're gonna sort of it's like this like DIY touring. We're gonna go with like a camper, and we're gonna be living like in a RV.
Doing it
and,
proper.
Yeah, and now with like just one crew member, like driver / merchandiser is gonna be there, and that's sort of it. And we're gonna, I think it was 10 shows. Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria, Czech Republic, and maybe Slovenia, I think.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was those 7 countries.
What kind of response are you expecting in those countries?
I have no idea how it's gonna be because we had just played like how many shows now? 4 shows in Finland, I think, and that's all we've done for the last 3 years.
And the response here has been pretty good, eh?
It's been good, and I really like how the Finnish media is actually and it's all pretty good because for example, the local what's called Limbo the
Local CD store.
Yeah, the local CD stores. They actually were the most on the day the album came out. It was the most sold album of the day of the whole Level Cup Wax franchise.
Congrats.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, obviously, like in a lot of these bands, like there's always a different interpretation message that bands are trying to convey. When you're on stage, what is the one thing that you want people to take away from the show?
Well, Magenta Harvest, for example, Finntroll, it's so much about the show. It's also this whole theater thing with all the our alter egos and we have all these like characters we build up, and it's more like it's sort of like theater at the same time as music. I wouldn't go and say musical, but it's just a little bit. We have this personas that we built up and everything.
It takes you away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Magenta Harvest is like when I go to the concert, I take off my sunglasses. That's like, and then I have my stage gear on. I'm myself. I'm presenting the band as me.
You're just you.
Yeah, exactly. And it gets more like personal in a way, and also it's more about like the music. It's not that visual because that's everybody goes up in their Entomb t-shirts.
Do you feel like you can maybe express yourself more?
I wouldn't say so, because for example, Finntroll, you can live out all your crazy fantasies, on the stage and do, I can be this idiot that goes, and spills beer on the front row of Finntroll or like.
But not on the photographers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now they're working, so that's. But for example, I can do what. Or something like that. I can shout at people. But with Magenta Harvest, for example, it's not that, because that's me. So that's nothing I can do. That's more like.
Do you have any kind of exercises or warm-ups that you prefer to do before you go on stage?
No, I should have, but I don't.
It's okay. I mean, I warm up to Metallica, so I probably shouldn't do that. But...
The thing I should start warming up is my neck, because I'm getting.
You gotta do yoga.
Yeah.
Seriously. As a violinist, I'm telling you, yoga is the way to go.
Alright. Actually, our keyboard player, he does it sometimes. He's
Smart man?
Yeah, and I should some kind of exercise for my neck, because the neck is killing me at some point sometimes.
Well, yeah, I bet. Yeah, I mean, your hair is going back and forth.
Yeah.
What kind of advice do you have for young, aspiring metal vocalists who really look up to you?
I actually have some weird with these ideas, because I don't really know what I do. Because when I started doing this, there were no there was so little people doing it. And,
Did you just kind of like try and it came out?
Exactly. I had to try it myself. Like I came up with this technique. If it doesn't hurt, then you're doing something right.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's sort of the only advice I can give. Is like if it hurts, then you're doing it wrong. Because and I don't know what I'm doing. I know how it should sound when it comes out of my voice or out of my throat.
And that's
and
that's that.
Yeah, because nowadays there's like DVDs about it, how to do it, and about warm-ups. You can find on the internet.
But it's best to learn by do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And as I said, if it hurts, then you're doing it wrong. If it doesn't hurt, then go ahead.
What made you decide to try?
I was sort of forced. I had this melodic black melodic metal band. I don't really know what to call it. In the 90s, that's called Twilight Moon. And I was actually just had started playing bass. And I was a drummer. I had one guitar player, and I played bass. And we had no one on the vocals. And since I'm from a little community, like a little city, Pietarsaari, and there was not really any like metal vocalists around. Or if there were, they already had like 1,000 bands and were like way older than us. So I didn't really. We had no one to take in, nothing. So some of us had to do it, and we just figured that I had the easiest part with the bass, because the guitar player was playing fast stuff and the drummer was like blast beating.
So if you're going to be doing vocals and
playing. So in the beginning, from the first until 2005, 2004, I played bass and vocals. So I was actually on all the releases we did, I played bass and vocals.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, and I did it after and all the live shows and everything.
So you're kind of forced into it, but it worked out.
Yeah, exactly. I needed to, and I'm really sad that I actually quit. I still play bass, but I can't nowadays. Exactly. I didn't care. I could play whatever I wanted and sing at the same time, no problem. Now I sort of lost it.
It's like riding a bike.
And in the end of Twilight Moon, we had a keyboard player at some point, and she went to Sweden to study for a couple of years. We took in another, and she also went away to study. And at some point we didn't have a keyboard player, but I had a friend who was a really good bass player. He actually switched, so I was actually playing keyboards and doing vocals in the end.
A man of many talents.
That's not here. Well, that's how I started out. I started out as a piano player. So.
It's funny how these things lead from one to another, though.
Yeah.
Well, we've been having a pint with Mathias, and really quick, bourbon or scotch?
Scotch, definitely.
Oh, ouch. It's okay, I still like it. Thank you for listening, and have a good night.